Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswati Vyasa Tato Jaya Mudire. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, translated and commented by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Chapter 16, The Divine and Demoniac Natures. Text 1, 2 and 3. श्लोक बहुत बड़े लंबे चौड़े हैं, तो मे बी आई विल रीड माई सेल्फ. श्री भगवान उवाच अभयं सत्व संसिद्धि ज्ञान योग व्यवस्थिति दानं दमश्च यज्ञश्च स्वाध्याय तपार्जवम् अहिंसा सत्यम अक्रोधस त्याग शांतिर अपायसुनम दया भूतेषु लोलुप्त्वम् मार्दवम ह्रीरचापलम तेज क्षमा धृति शौचम अद्रोहो नातिमानिता भवन्ति संपदं दैवीम् अभिजातस्य भारत. Anybody can try.
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Yoga Vyavastitaha Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam Ahimsa Satyam Akrodas Tyaga Shanti Apaishunam Daya Bhuteshvaro Lupatvam Madhavam Diri Achapalam Tejakshama Titishaucham Adroho Natimanita Bhavanti Sampadam Devim Abhijatasya Bharata.
Ladies.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Abhayam Sattva Samshuddhir Jnana Yoga Vyavastiti Danam Damascha Yajnascha Swadhyayastapa Arjavam
अज्ञातस्य भारत।
Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Abhayam, fearlessness, Sattva Samsuddhi, purification of one's existence, Jnana, in knowledge, Yoga, of linking up, Vyavasthitite, the situation, Dhanam, charity, Dhamma, controlling the mind, Cha, and Yagna, performance of sacrifice, Cha, and Swadhyaya, study of Vedic literature, Tapa, austerity, Arjavam, simplicity, Ahimsa, nonviolence, Satyam, truthfulness, Akrodha, freedom from anger, Tyaga, renunciation, Santi, tranquility, Apayeshunam, aversion to fault finding, Daya, mercy, Bhuteshu, towards all living entities, Aluluptvam, freedom from greed, Mardavam, gentleness, Rudhi, modesty, Achapalam, determination, Teja, vigor, Kshama, forgiveness, Dhruti, fortitude, Saucham, cleanliness, Akrodha, freedom from envy, Na, not, Atimanita, expectation of honor, Bhavanti, are Bhavanti are Sampadam, the qualities, Daivim, the transcendental nature, Abhijatasya, of one who is born of, Bharata, O son of Bharat. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Dwara. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, fearlessness, purification of one's existence, cultivation of spiritual knowledge, charity, self-control, performance of sacrifice, study of Vedas, austerity, simplicity, non-violence, truthfulness, freedom from anger, renunciation, tranquility, aversion to fault-finding, compassion for all living entities, freedom from covetousness, gentleness, modesty, steady determination, vigor, forgiveness, fortitude, cleanliness, and freedom from envy and from the passion for honor. These transcendental qualities, O son of Bharat, belong to godly man endowed with divine nature. Purport by His Divine Grace. It's a very long purport. Maybe we'll go halfway. Purport. In the beginning of the 15th chapter, the banyan tree of this material world was explained. The extra root coming out of it were compared to the activities of the living entities, some auspicious, some inauspicious. In the 9th chapter also, the Deva or godly and the Asura, the ungodly or demons, were explained. Now, according to Vedic rites, activities in the mode of goodness are considered auspicious for progress on the path of liberation, and such activities are known as Daivi Prakriti, transcendental by nature. Those who are situated in the transcendental nature make progress on the path of liberation. For those who are acting in the modes of passion and ignorance, on the other hand, there is no possibility of possibility of liberation. Either they will have to remain in this material world as human beings, or they will descend among the species of animals or even lower life forms. In this 16th chapter, the Lord explains both the transcendental nature and its attendant qualities, and the demoniac nature and its qualities. He also explains the advantages and disadvantages of these qualities. The word abhijatasya is referred in reference to one born of transcendental qualities or godly tendencies is very significant. Tendencies is very significant. To beget a children in a godly atmosphere is known in the Vedic scripture as Garbhadan Sanskar. If the parents want a child in the godly qualities, they should follow the 10 principles recommended for the social life of human being. In Bhagavad Gita, we have studied also before that sex life for begetting a good child is Krishna himself. Sex life is not condemned, provided the process is used in Krishna consciousness. Those who are in Krishna consciousness at least should not beget children like cats and dogs, but should beget them so that they may become Krishna conscious after birth. That should be the advantage of children born of a father and mother absorbed in Krishna consciousness. The social institution known as Varnashram Dharma, the institution dividing society into 4 divisions of spiritual life and 4 occupational division or caste, is not meant to divide human society according to birth. Such divisions are in terms of educational qualification. They are to keep the society in a state of peace and prosperity. The qualities mentioned herein are explained as transcendental qualities meant for making a person progress in spiritual understanding so that he can get liberation from the material world. In the Varnashram institution, the sannyasis or the person in the renounced order of life is considered to be the head or the spiritual master of all the social status and order. A Brahman is considered to be the spiritual master of the three other sections of the society, namely the Kshatriya, the Vaishya and the Sudras, but a sannyasi who is on the top of the institution is considered to be the spiritual master of the Brahmins also. For a sannyasi, the first qualification should be fearlessness, because a sannyasi has to be alone without any support or guarantee of support. He has simply depend on the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. If one thinks, after I leave my connections, who will protect me? He should not accept the renounced order of life. One must be fully convinced that Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in his localized aspect as Paramatma, is always within, that he is seeing everything and he always knows what one intends to do. One must thus have firm conviction that Krishna as Paramatma will take care of our soul surrendered to him. I shall never be alone. One should think, even if I live in the darkness region of the forest, I shall be accompanied by Krishna and he will give me all protection. That conviction is called abhayam, fearlessness. This state of mind is necessary for a person in the renounced order of life. So I will stop here. The other half purport can be taken next time. It's quite a long. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rup Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishbhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyacha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advait Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavan. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare. So Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 16, the divine and demoniac nature. So in this chapter, two classes of living human beings are described, their nature is described. So, do bhau swarge loke daiva asurayevacha Vishnu bhakta bhave deva asuriyasya viparjaya. There are always two kinds of human beings, and that is deva, demigods, and asur, sura and asura. Sura are demigods. Vishnu bhakta bhave deva. Those who are devotee of Lord Vishnu, Krishna, they are called demigods. Vishnu bhakta bhave deva. meaning the demigods are righteous as described in these three verses. And asur viparjaya, opposite to demigods, are demons. So demoniac nature is also described in this chapter. So divine nature, demigods, or cultured human beings, they are described in this particular three words, abhayam sattva samsiddhi. Abhayam, those who are in divine nature, they are fearless. Fear arises from misidentification of ourselves with the body, material body. Bhayam dvitiya abhinivesatah syat. Ishad upetatya viparjaya smriti tanmayaya. So, when we misidentify ourselves with this material body, the fear arises. Because material body is destined to die, and those who are not in divine nature, they are afraid of death. So, in beginning of Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures, the first thing scripture establishes is that we are not this material body, but we are spiritual beings. But unfortunately, nobody wants to fix this, that I am not material body, I am spirit soul. And the spirit soul न जायते न म्रियते कदाचिन नायम भूत्वा भविता वान भूयः अजो नित्यम शाश्वतोयम पुराण न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. Sharir, body dies, but me, the spirit soul, never die. Na jayate na, I'm unborn. I was never born, I'm eternal. I'm spirit soul, Satchidanand, eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. I'm always existing. But material body dies, and our attachment to this material body, the cause of our fear, And material body needs many things: food, shelter, heat, cold. Material body has to have all these things. But spirit soul, there is no requirement of anything material. Spirit soul requires spiritual things, such as worshipping Lord, all this swadhyay, arjavam, danam, yajna, sattva samsiddhi, and tejo kshama dhruti, saucham, arjavam. divine qualities. Soul is divine, and so as the soul possesses all these divine qualities. But unfortunately, these divine qualities gets covered up by asat, that is body, and 24 material elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, etc. So these coverings we have to undo. All these coverings we have to undo, and that is the process which is called divine transcendental devotional service to Krishna. We can unfold ourselves by pure, unalloyed, transcendental, loving devotional service to Krishna. So that's a secret. We have to practice Krishna consciousness. That means pure devotional service to Krishna, bhakti, pure bhakti. And if you practice pure bhakti, then all these divine qualities will manifest automatically in us. Sarvai gunai sata samasate sura harao bhaktasya kuto mahadguna swarupena dhavato bahi. So all this yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. Bhagavati akinchana. Akinchan, Sri Krishna, his divine bhakti, divine devotional service unfolds our spiritual nature, our spiritual. So, Krishna bhakti kaile sarva karma krita hoy. When we perform transcendental devotional service, then automatically all the good qualities, divine qualities of demigods manifest in ourselves. The secret is that we have to perform transcendental loving devotional service to Krishna. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunai sata samesa sura harao bhaktasya kuto mahadguna swarupena dhavato bahi. So we have to perform divine devotional service to Krishna. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana. Akinchan. Then automatically all these divine qualities will manifest in ourselves. Pure bhakti is defined by Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu as Gyan Karmad Anavritam Anukulena Krishna Anusilanam Bhakti Ruttama Anya Abhilasha Sunya. That we don't aspire for any another desire than serving the Lord in pure consciousness. Anya Abhilasha Sunya. Anya Abhilasha Sunya. Gyan Karmadhanavritam. Gyan and karma. Gyan means, here, Gyan means Suska Gyan, dry philosophical speculation. That Gyan should be Sunya, not divine Gyan, not Divya Gyan. Divya Gyan must be cultivated. Divya Gyan means Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan Tattva. Our relationship with Krishna, spirit souls, and this material world, spiritual world, that is Sambandha Gyan. Then Abhideya Gyan means that process by which we can attain pure devotional service to Krishna. Especially chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is Abhideya. And Prayojan is to develop pure love of Krishna in our heart. So this is Divya Gyan must be cultivated. This Gyan should not be given up. Gyan karmad anavritam. Karma also should be performed in devotional service to Krishna. Cooking, cleaning, arati, singing, dancing, distributing Krishna Prasad, Krishna book. So this must be done. So this is Divya Gyan. If we do this, then we will reawaken our pure love for Krishna, which is Prayojan. So Gyan Karmad Anavratam, giving up Jnana and Karma, especially Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Karma Kanda, Kevala Vishera Bhanda. So this dry philosophical speculation, Gyan Kand, must be given up. Divya Gyan must be there. And Gyan Karma. Karma should also be performed, but those karma which are meant for sense Gyan, Divya Karma must be performed in Krishna consciousness, serving Krishna, serving devotees, and so many other kind of services we must render. We must perform. Other speculation and Om Swaha and going to Swarga and so many self-centered for sense gratification, that kind of karma should be given up. Karma kand should be given up. Gyan karma dhanavritam. Anukulena Krishna anusilan. And we must favorably dispose devotional service to Krishna. Favorably, not unfavorable. Anukul, Krishna Anukul. Prabhupada says, if I want milk and or if I want water and you give me milk or you give me 7-Up, that's not good. You should give water, then you should give me water. Anukul, whatever is Anukul to me. So that is Anukul. Whatever is Anukul to Krishna, all this divine quality is Anukul to Krishna. So it will manifest automatically if we perform transcendental loving devotional service to Krishna. Anukulena Krishna Anusilam Bhakti Uttama. This is pure bhakti. So this pure bhakti characteristics are described by Srila Rupa Goswami in the beginning of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that Sandranand Visheshatma Krishna Akarsini Cha. It gives Sandra Anand, solid, pure bliss. Bhakti gives us pure bliss, Sandra. And if we are not getting bliss, we are not becoming happy day by day by performing pure devotional service, then we have to understand that something is wrong in us, not pure devotional service. Pure devotional service characteristic is it will put us on transcendental platform of bliss. And Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamrita Swadhanam. Every day this pure devotional service will increase the ocean of bliss. We'll become happy day by day. We become very peaceful, blissful, happy. So this is a characteristic, and then automatically all these divine qualities will manifest in our heart. It is very natural. So, abhayam sattva samsiddhi, uh, we are not afraid of all these material onslaughts, and performance of one's purification of one's existence, jnana, knowledge, yoga, and dhanam, ishwar, all these qualities automatically manifest when we perform devotional service. So, ahimsa, satyam, akrodha, tyaga, santi, daya, bhuteshu. So, daya, the religion, dharma, is standing on four legs. Satyam, Socham, Kshama, Daya, Kalena, Balina Rajan, Nasyati, Ayu, Bala, Smriti. So, these qualities can be developed by four regular principles that we try to follow: illicit sex, gambling, meat eating, intoxication. So these four legs of bull, dharma in the form of bull, has four legs: satyam, socham, kshamadaya. So, and austerity. So these four legs are destroyed by four regular principles if we don't follow them: illicit sex, gambling, meat eating, intoxication. So these are all divine quality described by Lord in these particular three words. So I'll stop here. Anybody has any question at all? Any question? If no question, I'll continue purport further. Any question at all? Okay, so we'll continue the purport where we left off, page 617. Then he has to purify his existence. There are so many rules and regulations to be followed in the renounced order of life. Most important of all, a sannyasi is strictly forbidden to have any intimate relationship with a woman. He is even forbidden to talk with a woman in a secluded place. Lord Chaitanya was an ideal sannyasi, and when he was at Puri, his feminine devotees could not even come near to offer their respects. They were advised to bow down from a distant place. This is not a sign of hatred for a woman as a class, but it is a stricture imposed on the sannyasi not to have close connections with women. One has to follow the rules and regulations of a particular status of life in order to purify his existence. For a sannyasi, intimate relationship with women and Possession of wealth for sense gratification are strictly forbidden. The ideal sannyasis was Lord Chaitanya himself, and we can learn from his life that he was very strict in regards to women. Although he is considered to be the most liberal incarnation of Godhead, accepting the most fallen conditions souls, he strictly followed the rules and regulations of the sannyas order of life in connection with association with women. One of his personal associates, namely Chota Haridas, was associated with Lord Chaitanya along with his other confidential personal associates. But somehow or other, this Chota Haridas looked lustily on a young woman, and Lord Chaitanya was so strict that he at once rejected him from the society of his personal associates. Lord Chaitanya said, for a sannyasi or anyone who is aspiring to get out of the clutches of material nature and trying to elevate himself to the spiritual nature and go back to Godhead, for him looking towards material possession and a woman for sense gratification, not even enjoying them, but just looking towards them with such a propensity is so condemned that better he had better commit suicide before experiencing such illicit desires. So these are the processes for purification. The next item is Jnana Yoga, Vyavasthiti. Being engaged in the cultivation of knowledge, sannyasi's life is meant for distributing knowledge to the householders and others who have forgotten their real life of spiritual advancement. A sannyasi is supposed to beg from door to door for his livelihood, but this does not mean that he is a beggar. Humanity Humility is also one of the qualifications of a transcendentally situated person. And out of sheer humility, the sannyasi goes from door to door, not exactly for the purpose of begging, but to see the householders and awaken them to Krishna consciousness. This is the duty of sannyasi. If he is actually advanced and so ordered by his spiritual master, he should preach Krishna consciousness with logic and understanding, and if one is not too advanced, he should not accept the renounced order of life. But even if one has accepted the renounced order of life without sufficient knowledge, he should engage himself fully in hearing from a bona fide spiritual master to cultivate knowledge. A sannyasi or one in the renounced order of life must be situated in fearlessness, sattva, samsiddhi, purity, and jnana yoga, knowledge. So here Srila Prabhupada is tracing the qualities of a sannyasi. That sannyasi, they should cultivate knowledge and they should be very simple, no sense gratification of any kind. He should not build up his bank balance, and he should not think of anything to do with opposite sex. So a sannyasi should be totally dependent or depending on Krishna for his livelihood, for anything. A sannyasi, his only one business is taking knowledge and distributing knowledge, divine knowledge, not speculative knowledge. So that's a duty of sannyasi. He should not keep bank balance. He should not have any fixed home. Sadhu chalta bala, pani behta bala. If water is not flowing, then it will start stinking. So pani is like a water remains pure if it is flowing. Similarly, a sannyasi, he should keep preaching and moving, not at one place, because if we remain at one place, we get attached to the place and then the facility offered by that place, and we become addicted to sense gratification. So that's why sannyasi's main business is to acquire knowledge, then practice that acquired knowledge, and then preach that knowledge to other social order of life, especially brahmachari, grihastha, and brahmachari, grihastha, and vanaprastha. He should preach. That is sannyasi's duty. And this kind of order is in every religion, not just Vedic or Hindu dharma. Everywhere, these kind of elevated personalities, and they should follow these rules strictly. No bank balance and no any kind of connection with women, seeing women, touching women, seeing at the clothes of women, and having conversation with women, 8 kinds relationship with opposite sex. So this is sannyas order. Prabhupada is describing in last 3-4 paragraph. So again, I have 2-3 minutes. Any question? Anybody has any question? Yes.
You said that bhaya is due to identification.
What is it?
Bhaya
By.
is due to identification with this material body.
Yes.
But we hear this many times that I am not this body, I am not this body. To come to that platform to realize it's not so easy.
Yes. Yes. For everybody, not just for you. For me too.
Theoretically we understand, but intellectually understanding is there. But to act on that platform always is not so easy. So, I mean, one thing is to purify the heart, keep chanting, and then we come to that platform. But you were saying that also that after practicing devotional service, if we don't come, if we are not experiencing the peace, then something is wrong. If you're not getting out of this bodily conception of life, and something is wrong. Maybe offenses, somewhere making offenses, or something is not right. So, it's just in this time.
Comment. Yes. We have to be serious. If not during the life, then at the end of the life, we should become so serious that we practice this. Because at the end of the life, before departing from this body, there will be a lamp, hopefully. There will be a lamp, so we can come to that platform somehow or other. Then soul will we get transferred into some good spiritual elevated body, such as Brahma or his Charkumara, his son, or his son Narada Muni, or so many. But yam yam vapismar bhavam tyajantante kalevaram. We should strive for it, never give up. We should be at it. And our life, most of Krishna conscious devotees' life is pretty pure, pretty nice, pure way of Prabhupada had designed uh, this ISKCON Grasthas life in such a way that Grasthas they elevate themselves, being in Grastha ashram also, worshipping deity Subhesam, chanting 16 rounds, followed four regular principles, offering food to Krishna, and reading, preaching, cooking, cleaning. Everything is so elevating for a devotee. And as we progress, we'll be there. In ISKCON, many devotees. We are traveling mendicants almost. We see that their life is better than even sannyasis sometimes. Better than sannyasis. That doesn't mean that I'm talking ill about sannyasis, but they are sannyasis. Very beautiful life, 24 hours. Even though they may be working, but their work is also totally dedicated uh, to spread Krishna consciousness. Very nice. So, yes, we will come to that platform. In COVID, I should not boast, but I never think of COVID much. Never wear mask, being in Vrindavan, free life. Or those who I was reading, uh, those devotees who have finished their karma, there are no more karma left. They think of dying immediately. It should come quick because their karma is finished and only one way is left, that is going back to home, back to Godhead, to Krishna Loka. So why wait for that good opportunity? If you get opportunity to come to America from India, immediately next flight, you know. So this is big green card, biggest green card ever. So those who have finished their karmani nirdahati kintu cha bhakti bhaja. Those who have karmani nirdahati, finish their karma, why wait in this material body and material world and material dealings and material everything, anxiety? Why not go as soon as possible? Prabhupada says that Muni Putra Maruva Jivova, and the butcher Mahamara, because hell is waiting for him. Like that, four kind of people. So for devotees who have finished his karma, let's go. So Prabhupada has given beautiful process for every walks of life to attain that stage of immortality. Any other question, comment? Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
They say in this Kali Yuga, nobody should take sannyas or something like that.
Kali Yuga, nobody should take sannyas, right? Right. Yeah. Yes.
So how do we explain that, Prabhu?
How do we
Explain.
explain that? Yes. So, Kalau Varjanam, sannyasa palapaitukam Sannyasa palapaitukam. Sloka, eh?
Sutotpatti.
Devarena Sutotpati. Devarena Sutotpati. Anyway, I forgot the beginning, so it will not come, the sloka. So the Pancha Varjanam. So these five things are forbidden. And one of that is sannyasam palapaitukam, to accept sannyas. Because in Kali Yuga, human being will be so much degraded. This is 5,000 years, and for 4 lakh some years, 4 lakh some years are left. So it will degrade, human race will be degrading so much that uh, a man will not be able to take sannyas, because everywhere he sees will be almost naked women. So sannyas, how can you be sannyasi? You walk up the street and tight pants and tight shirts and tight, good they are wearing black color tight trousers or whatever. So fashion, to be naked for a woman is a fashion. So sannyasi, how sannyasi can abstain from women's. So sannyas, we have seen this example through Haridas, but it will be difficult. It will be difficult. Sannyasis. So
Sometimes it is said that even when the sannyas is cultivated, the 3 danda sannyas.
Tridanda be, how long that Tridanda will last in front of a naked woman everywhere you go. Right now these tight western dresses for ladies is very, she is unfold from every part of the body. Yeah,
So,
yes.
so does it mean like whatever ashram you are, like the ashram or the fortitude, there itself you should cultivate that attitude of detachment, devotion, service,
Yes,
instead of outside showing up as service.
yes. No illicit sex, gambling, meat-eating, intoxication, whether you're grasta, brahmachari, sannyas, or vanaprastha. So, purity is force. We should keep purity. And this is one of the way to keep sanity in our movement. There are other Vaishnava Sampradayas who strictly follow sannyas order. But how many? You can count them on fingers. Not many sannyasis. In India, where is a Brahman even? Where is Brahman? They all became drivers and government employees and, in India to find a Brahman nowadays is problem. What to talk about sannyasis? Very difficult. And that is India. Rest of the world, impossible. So last resort and last shelter is Srila Prabhupada's movement. Just be in it and automatically you will become purified, automatically, just by dancing and taking prasad and jumping and chanting, taking prasad, worshipping. So nicely Prabhupada has designed ISKCON institution that it automatically will take, just you have to jump into bandwagon So wagon will take you to the destination. So jump into ISKCON and follow Prabhupada's laid down rules. Very simple. Chanting 16 rounds, following 4 rags. You will get there automatically. Any other comment, question? Okay, thank you very much for giving your time to oral reception. Thank you. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, see, not to burn, Radha. Krishna, what is the name of the deity? Not to burn. Radharani is not. Huh? Vrindam? Radha. It's written on there, but I cannot see that. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prasad.